everybody? Hello there, my name is Ito, and I am happy to bring you another banger of a match. Tonight, it's going to be for ESEA Advanced Season 33. It's going to be between Lux Gaming and Polar Ace North. Now, both of these teams are still looking for their elusive 6th win, but haven't quite jumped over that hurdle just yet. They're 5-2, Polar Ace North, and Lux Gaming are 5-3. So both of them still do have positive records in the season and definitely do have a really decent shot at making it happen here. I want to keep an eye on Lux Gaming in particular for this pistol round here because I feel like this first CT pistol can really decide a lot, especially what they choose to buy. And that was exactly what I was a bit curious about here. You notice that Lux Gaming are opting for no utility whatsoever and are actually just going to be going 5 armor. And it's an interesting strat. Not often a huge fan of it on the CT side. Definitely a nade would help or a defuse kit or something. But look, they're the ones playing in ESEA Advanced, not me. Polar Ace seem to be looking for a contact play over towards B, and they're immediately going to find blood. Almost no problem at all for them. As they burst out onto the site, rotates will come through. Nightmare still lurks over towards upper and could deny this bomb plant, although he... It looks like it's a little bit of a stumble on the kill. He is going to be able to get it off in the end. Wide peeking into 2 terrorists here will win the first and the second gunfight as well. Nightmare is making them have nightmares right now. And what a gorgeous way to start it off. A 4K for Nightmare. He could actually ace this one too. It's going to be Poised left all by his lonesome. Both the remaining players are low, but what a gorgeous start from Nightmare as he searches for number 5. Sneaking around. Poised though will drag it back and take down Folkster. 2 Titans facing off, and what a way to start this match. Can't get much more flashy than this. Nightmare going for a long wraparound actually just might perfectly run into Poise here. Nightmare hears a couple of footsteps. Poise has second thoughts actually about committing and rotating over to the A bomb site, will instead choose to sit it over towards B. Nightmare still looking for that 5th. And that would be such a tremendous way, an incredible way to start this match off, and he just might get it. They're going to be meeting very, very soon here. And Nightmare doesn't falter. An ace in the pistol. Talk about a way to make yourself known. That is the most gorgeous start to a pistol I have seen in a long, long time. And Nightmare got to be patting himself on the back for that one. All headshots too. Although Polar Ace North do get the bomb down, it's not without its question marks. A gorgeous round from Nightmare. And now Polar Ace North, they will choose to force into that one, or into this one, excuse me. No problem there. They just really ended up seeing a lot more blood than they expected. But still, Galil's versus MP9s, this could swing in any team's favor. Polar Ace North will choose to take it a bit slow for the time being. Want to wait for Lux Gaming to try to bring the fight to them. And since Nightmare tried it last time, who's to say he won't try it again? He has an M4, significant upgrade over the P2000. Almost said P250. And has a bunch of utility to boot as well. So if he can get away with this utility in hand and possibly a kill or 2, he would be looking good. He finds the first, no problem, and the second. No one can stop Nightmare at the moment, apparently, as he finds another double to start things off completely fresh for Lux Gaming. Finally, Retchie will strike blood for the T side here, and trades, although they're a little bit skirmishy, it looks like it is going to favor Lux Gaming, thanks to a little bit of a TK coming out from 4-pack. And suddenly it's a 2-on-1. 4-pack left to do it alone. Nightmare looking for his 8th frag of the game, only 2 rounds into this. But 4-pack has an actual decent shot at making this work. You see that Lux Gaming are basically stacked on top of each other. And if 4-pack can somehow isolate these fights and, you know, Nightmare maybe whiffs or something, perhaps there's a shot for him to make it work. Likely? No, but possible. We'll always take a possibility like that. Not much time left to spare, though. Polar Ace North, in particular, 4-pack needs to get this bomb down immediately here. And Lux Gaming will gladly take that opportunity and close the distance immediately. It's Folkster finally finding the first kill of the game. I say that knowing full well it's just been the Nightmare show, and He's going to continue his reign of dominance. Defuse the bomb as well. Another MVP. Just hold down the bomb and make it a second for Lux Gaming. Well deserved. I think it's, again, another decent performance from Polar Ace North. The fact that they made it relatively competitive with Lux Gaming, I feel like is respectable. They did invest a lot of their money into that one. You know, it was Galil's, everything across the board. But since they got a pretty good return out of it, they can afford to buy up again. And this time they're actually going to have 8Ks instead of Galil, so it's even better, you can argue. What's up, new bitch? How you doing? Unpause is through, and we're ready to head right back into the action. My lord, it's been a crazy game so far for Nightmare. If he keeps up this performance, I don't think Polar Ace are going to be in for a good time. But it's still early on in the game. Looks like Nightmare just wants to go for his courtesy peek over towards top of B yet again. It hasn't gone unpunished. Or it hasn't gone punished, I should say. But Polar Ace North are being awfully careful. Look at this. They're checking every single angle, but not the one that Nightmare is lurking. Unfortunately, though, he goes down, and finally Nightmare falls. They're going to have sweet dreams tonight as Polar Ace North are getting a couple of good trades. It actually is a 3 versus 3, but it is going to be struck right back. Retchie nearly whiffed that one, but luckily manages to clutch it out. 3-on-2, favoring the T side. Makes this a palatable round for them. Well, it's a little bit iffy, considering Marv just went down. The trades haven't been incredible, but they definitely still do favor the T side here. Retchie with a bomb lurking over towards Ivy at the moment. Poise has cleared out most of the B bomb site. Knows that there's a player weighing over towards Connector. Trying to isolate that fight, but won't exactly commit to it. Now Retchie still has the bomb over towards Ivy. Needs to wait for Poise to come out and make his move, because Retchie dare not budge. Another slow round here. Lux Gaming are doing the right thing here, trying to stay as a duo as much as they possibly can. As Polar Ace North, eventually consolidate their way onto the A bomb site. They're really not leaving much time to spare. 15 seconds as Retchie will run over to the bomb site, get the bomb down, and Lux Gaming will have a perfect idea on where to push from. The retake begins. But Retchie, as well as Poise, can both get into comfortable positions here. This is definitely on Lux Gaming now, especially since they don't have a kit to play with. Becomes significantly more difficult. But Folkster is being careful. Check the angles over towards Olaf in particular. Same story with Lunar, but they aren't looking the right direction. They're elsewhere. Poised, he's on borrowed time. Actually can isolate a fight and find the first, no problem. And I don't know what the contact was there from Lux Gaming, but it should have been Lunar swinging around immediately. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be, nor is the round. That means Polar Ace are going to be able to get there first. It was definitely very slow, too. Giving a lot of respect to Lux Gaming and not really knowing where they could have possibly been. Leaving no rock unturned. The T's will get there first. Krieg's in play now. Lux Gaming are going to be struggling to put something together, but they won't struggle to get the kill. Scourge immediately finds one. That's on the Shanks. And with a scout, too, this could actually be relatively lethal if things continue like this. Lux Gaming, unfortunately, are unable to do it. Although they've tagged down a couple of players a decent amount, the finishes aren't quite there. The round most likely won't be either. Scourge immediately domed by 4-Pack's Krieg. Maybe Nightmare can find one here. Oh, the timing just doesn't work out. This would have to be a wonderful clutch from Folkster, but I don't see it happening. Bomb planted, and surely a second one on the plate. Nice little cleanup from Folkster, but again, it's the 5-7. What can you really hope for other than just maybe a kill, maybe get away with a gun if you're really lucky. But surely, since the T's are starting to build up a decent amount of bank now, they can afford going for some of these chases and try to destroy Lux Gaming's economy even more. And indeed, they have done that. The pistol force from Lux Gaming does not end up bearing the fruits that they hope. And they'll be stuck on just default pistols, it's a pretty minimal buy here. If they get more than 1 or 2 kills, I would be very surprised. And although they have this Ginyu Force kind of position ready with the P2000s, it's not going to lead to anything but inevitable death. Poised, the only one to fall, means that it's going to be another quick cleanup, and Polar Ace North will take the lead on Train. I mean, being fair, those were 2 rounds from Lux Gaming that you expect them not to win. And it should be kind of an easy win from Polar Ace North, considering, you know, it's pistols the first time and even fewer pistols the second time around. Doesn't really make for the strongest buy, I'm sure you can imagine. Look at this. So Marv and Oki are basically right next to each other, and the flash, although it comes through, Oki still wins the duel. It's even Stevens, although it is going to get dragged right back. And then right back yet again. Rechi is just able to entry onto the site. He has a triple, and the round has barely started. How has he already made this much damage happen? He's going to continue with a quad. How is... Rechi is just going right now. Oki is going to be left 1 on 3. At this point, he just needs to try to take down Rechi and deny him of that ace, deny him of that stroked ego, because Polar Ace North seemed to be firing on all cylinders in this first gun round. This is one dominant way to make yourself known versus Lux Gaming. I figured that round wouldn't be going by so fast, but here we are. A 3-on-1, and the bomb got planted with a minute left. Incredible performance from Rechi as he searches for number 5. That'll be the second ace of this game too, if you'd believe it. But you can definitely tell there are some heavy hitters on this team. Right now, Lux Gaming, in particular Oki, will just have to save the gun for a rainy day. Considering the money isn't going to be looking very good, means that the potential to actually buy up here isn't going to look very good for Lux Gaming either. If they can keep this Krieg, it would help. It looks like they will do. Oki actually finds 2 thanks to the lovely scope on the rifle. Nevertheless, though, Polar Ace improved to 4, and the buy is going to be pretty shabby from the CT side. It's going to be looking like a few upgrade pistols, maybe half armor. That single Krieg is going to be really their only good winning chance. But I don't fancy their fortune. Immediate push out towards A. Lunar is trying to close the distance. He's over towards E-Box at the moment between red. And if he can find an early shot into Shanks, it could be good. He finds the first. Second is actually a follow-up from Oki. It's dragged back a little bit by 4-pack, but this can lead Polar Ace to completely shift their game plan. Luckily, another frag even goes away, and possibly even a second. You see Scourge is trying to test his luck. It's really the Krieg that does all the work right now, as it's able to find a triple. And again, it just feels like these crazy multi-kill rounds that are just coming out of nowhere from either side, and Oki will complete it with a quad. You don't often see a pistol force work out as well as it did right there. I mean, often when it feels like I see people buying around rifles, it's, you know, the gun gets dropped early. But this has been just a complete slugger of a match. I feel like been crazy multi-kills back and forth for both teams, really. Just individual solo plays have really been the name of the game for this match thus far. See, Lux Gaming are actually adjusting their setup, how they actually tossed 4 people over at A, with Folkster left to hold down B. A bit of a switch up than we saw Nightmare doing for the beginning of this game, beginning of this half. Indeed, Crow's shiny wings said it best. An ace and 2 quads in the first 7 rounds. I feel like we're going to be in for a good one. But there's still time. This has already been more eventful than most games I've watched for a while. Shanks has just practically gifted that frag. I'm not sure where the Ivy contact is, but it's a free one for Polar Ace. As they look to extend this into a round win as well, they might just be able to do it. The map control really isn't there from Lux. Now, if they go B, that's a different story. Folkster seems to be holding that down just fine, but the A site belongs entirely to the terrorist side. Trying to close the distance, Rechi will take a fight with Scourge. However, it's an even duel for the time being. Rotating around, Scourge. Oh, I didn't think he was actually Gonna stay alive for much longer there, but he's able to find a first. Not quite the second, though. He misses a shot, but he still stays alive nonetheless. His position is known. He'll side grade to an AK-47, but he needs to check all of his angles, and he doesn't check the right one, allowing Polar Ace North to get their 5th on the board. So this is already looking like a pretty lethal T-side half so far, and it has the potential to be even more sweet considering Lux Gaming will only have a couple of default pistols to speak of rather in this coming round here. Round number 9. Polar Ace North want to take it over towards A again. Oki with a rifle plus half armor still has plenty of money to spare. He had a noteworthy amount of money compared to everybody else on his team, but he's going to have to pull up with another massive round, and it is not going to happen. Taken care of immediately. Poise, Shanks both find kills. Folkster through the fire and the flames. He carries on the torch of multi-kills as he finds a double, but unfortunately that's all he'll find. The T-side improve to 7. Or to 6. I can't count. Counting is very hard. I looked at the chat and I saw first 7 rounds and I said 7. Counting is very hard, and unfortunately it just seems that holding down the A bomb site seems to be hard as well. Going over towards B. I don't know why I just did that lerp. Race. This time they're going for a much more fast approach. Over towards B. You see they're immediately just bringing the fight over there. Minute 38. How about you make the B site your own? Retchy will just entry in and a bit aggressive, but the frags work out, so I guess it's really no problem at the end of the day. That is one of the quickest rounds I've seen in a while. Bomb already planted. And I'm not exactly sure what inspired Polar Ace North to go for a quick one like that. If it was just to catch Lux Gaming off guard. Seemed to work out just fine for them, didn't it? They'll improve to number 7. And there we are. Finally, I'm right with my prediction. I actually know what the number 7 looks like. Polar Ace gonna definitely make me knowledgeable of it. Just saving the 2 remaining rifles. Lux Gaming, they're gonna have that full loss bonus, I believe. So they will be most likely able to buy up into the second one, and a little bit of a kill reward doesn't hurt either, especially when you double up too. Nightmare. Although his team hasn't exactly had the rounds to, you know, match it, he's been doing fantastic individually. 11 and 7 makes him tied for the highest fragger in the server alongside Retchy, as well as Poised. So definitely some good individual plays from both sides. Again, it's really been the highlight of this match at the moment. When it comes to adjustments, though, I feel like T-side are they just kind of go for these strange gamble forces. I mean, look back on what Polar Ace North just did last round. A straight up rush B. You saw they take this very fast, Polar Ace, and they haven't really been punished for it in the same way. The utility usage maybe hasn't been lacking for Lux Gaming. I don't exactly know what it is. But whatever it is, it has not been working, and that won't either. A knife to the back of one of their teammates. Solo play. Oki is already bleeding internally. Will still choose to boost his teammate up, but Polar Ace North again with a very aggressive attitude. Just search onto the A site and find 2, no problem. Like, these rounds are just going by so quickly that I barely have time to think about what's going on, and I'm sure Lux Gaming have to feel a little overwhelmed at this point. A frag will return the favor slightly. But still, they're at a man disadvantage. Lux Gaming are hurting, and they're not really having a chance to have this, you know, wound heal at all. Bomb still hasn't gone down. It's over off in the middle of nowhere. So perhaps that gives Lux Gaming a little bit of a lifeline. However, Scourge won't have a chance of it. Maybe Folkster does. 3-on-1. Bomb's still not retrieved from Polar Ace North just yet, and they have to expect maybe the CTs have info of it. Well, be careful to check their angles, retrieve it, and that should be around done and dusted. I can't see any realistic way where Folkster somehow wins this. Especially with an off angle like that from Retchy. It's a clean looking T-half so far, to say the very least. And really, they haven't met any resistance. I feel like it's just, the pace is just so suffocating from Lux. I mean, what's the answer? Do they have to play retake on these sites? I'm not exactly sure. I feel like the retakes could work. I mean, look, they're doing it again. Polar Race is already trying to scrim out towards Team Main. This time, they're getting punished for it a little more. It's a perfect punishment. Nightmare spanked down. Or, excuse me, spanks down Retchy, I should say. And 4-Pack and Shanks aren't exactly looking good either. This force-up from Lux Gaming is already proving to be relatively promising. They have a man advantage dragged right back into the favor of Polar Race North, though, as Poise is able to find one. The other won't go. Verticality is working out perfectly for Lux Gaming, but it's not for long. Even trades through. Eventually, gonna work out again for Polar Race, and that's just really where it comes into the fact that Deagles can only do so much damage versus rifles. Oh my lord, that angle peek from Marv was disgusting. They're just firing off on all cylinders, aren't they? They haven't really met any resistance, seriously. It's just been an easy game for them. I feel like they're off to a good start, and that's the sort of thing that Lux Gaming need to work on. I love that early utility usage that they had over towards T-Con. It caught Polar Race North off guard a little bit, and although they got punished for it a little bit last round, this time they're still going for the same sort of quick action out towards A, and this time it's working to a little less success. The adaptation is definitely there for Lux Gaming, and it is proving to work rather well. 2 on 4. And again, it's still just crossed the minute 30 mark. These have been some of the quickest rounds I've seen in a long time. This seems like such a big switch up from them from what we saw in the first couple, you know, where Polar Race North were executing onto sites with 20 seconds left. This time, since they've gone unpunished, why not try to up the ante? Finally, though, it looks like Lux Gaming has got a decent read on the situation. However, they can't afford to keep taking these fights. Luckily, Scourge will have his teammates back. Nightmare, although he's been on fire, can't quite finish that one out. This is looking poised, no pun intended, to be a 4th for Lux at last. The duels are there, and the triple ups, you know, seems to be the right idea from Lux Gaming. Forcing those long range exchanges and, you know, really kind of forcing Polar Race to kind of make it up close and personal. These creeks haven't really come out too much, but I feel like that could be the thing to stop the triple AWP setup. Overall, a really good adjustment from Lux Gaming, despite my initial confusion about exactly how to word it. Polar Race don't seem to be stumbling nearly in the same way I am. Shanks over by Ivy has the bomb in hand, so it looks like we're going to be seeing an A-split come out, but split right in half will be 4-Pack. He's just a 2-Pack now. And you all know what happened to Tupac. Re-smoke over towards ladder. But now Polar Race are on the back foot. The triple up definitely seems to be a bit promising now. To even make them their first kill, but I mean, just like the sights, the sight lines that Nightmare in particular can watch. I mean, just has it if Retchy decides to cross over towards teammate, but don't turn around for too long. Luckily, Retchy doesn't out-timing him, but they're going to be meeting in a very awkward way soon, and back into a 4-on-4 we go. This definitely does slightly favor Polar Race North, as they seem to want to contact out towards B. Scourge gets a frag and unfortunately caught jumping up. Folkser can't quite make it work. Lunar will be ready with a response if necessary, but Poise is even better for it. Don't check all your angles, and a 2-on-2. Now this is starting to look real scrappy from both sides here. When does that damn break? Shanks will force the issue and get the bomb down. Now rotating around over by Ivy. Scourge might not be ready for it just in time. The 2 remaining players for Lux Gaming have 2 kills apiece. One of them wants to make it 3, and Shanks isn't quite ready for the duel. It will be now number 5 for Lux Gaming, so they're starting to, you know, have a little bit of a sign of life on these CT rounds the past couple. That could do them some good. If they can make it 9-6, this is still a decent half. It's not good. This is still very much a CT favored map, but it's definitely workable, and it's looking awfully good for them too. The forecast is looking sunny. pistols in play from Polar Ace North with 2 rifles to speak of. One of which is on Marv, who he's been having a pretty good game. 3rd highest fragger on his team. It looks like a fast play-in towards B is again on the menu for Polar Ace. Working out to varying degrees of excuse me, I don't know how to speak. Success. It's a hard word. But I think it will do them just fine. Folkser is going to be the only one holding it down. The nade timing wasn't quite there. Again, the triple snipers from Lux Gaming. This seemed to be the perfect read. Folkser over at B manages to catch out a flanking Shanks. Same story for Oki. No deagle attempt from Poised either. Makes it so it's likely to be a quiet round from Polar Ace North. They go out with a whimper. Unless something changes sporadically. It's not looking very likely, is it, though? They have a bit of utility to do it with. A single smoke. That's arguably going to go over towards Sidewalk or something of the sort. Perfect flash through. Leads to Folker's demise. Folkster's demise. But that will be pretty much all she wrote. I can't see 4-Pack getting away with this. He does have the bomb to work with. And so maybe if he can isolate fights, it could work out. But the shots aren't quite there. Nor is the opportunity. Lux Gaming with a 9-6 favoring the T side at half. Now they'll have their shot to try to bring it offensively to the table, but I don't really know what to think of that. It feels like Lux Gaming took a little while to actually adapt to the situation, but when they did, they had a really good read and just perfectly knew how to deal with everything that Polar Ace were trying. Which says, words are hard, lol. It's very true. I apparently just don't know how to talk. I don't know what was wrong with me there, but the word success absolutely destroyed my brain. I mean, just considering that it was looking, what, 8-2 at one point for Polar Ace North, I feel like 9-6 isn't the worst scoreline in the world. Like, Lux Gaming, this is definitely workable. If they win this initial pistol, then the follow-ups, we could see an even game on our hands immediately heading into the first gun. So plenty of shots for both teams to make themselves known. And Polar Ace, looks like they're going to be going for the Lux Gaming strat. 5 armors across the table. But I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing any kind of pistol aces like Nightmare just unraveled towards us. That was something unbelievable. Nightmare, though, feels fancy on the pistols. Unfortunately, the Glock isn't quite good at the range that he's hoping. And Marv, as well as 4-Pack, are able to tap away. Tap, 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 away they go. As this is looking to be another clean one, especially if 4-Pack continues how he's doing right now. However, Oki has a luck of the Nightmare pistol on his side, but it's not good enough. Polar Ace North aren't convinced, and they will improve to double digits now. Getting that pistol on the board is huge, honestly. That was kind of a swing round, you know? Whoever won that one realistically had a good shot at making their way back into the game if it was Lux Gaming. Polar Ace North, now if they get this bonus round here, this could be huge. I mean, they could see themselves on 12, theoretically. Aggression in play from Polar Ace. I don't think that's exactly the right situation. Oki will punish any early aggression from Polar Ace, and since Lux have decided to completely buy into this one, they have a long way to go, and the trades are not there for Polar Ace either. 3 on 5, and again, it's another quick one. But who would have thought Lux Gaming were going to get off to a fantastic start like this? 5 versus 3 with plenty of room, plenty of space to work with as well. They could easily contact this over towards B. I think Polar Ace are starting to become a little bit wise to it. Will drag 2 of their 3 remaining players over to the inner site. Try to stave off the inevitable, but Lux Gaming are looking prime to strike right back after that faulty pistol. Wouldn't that be nice? Shanks will be watching with a P90 to work with here. He finds one, and the second just is a bit off, just a hair off. Because of that, though, Because of the spam, there's definitely a shot. Keep in mind, Scourge and Oki are both hurting hard for HP. Reggie could easily make this a quad right here. He's dancing on top of the smoke right now, spots Oki. Now it's up to Scourge. 1 versus 2. Has an M4 to do it, but the verticality, the player's positions aren't known. Maybe he can find 4-pack. He doesn't know how close to danger he is. Scourge is somehow staying alive right now. I can't believe it. They're on top of each other right now. Scourge, he has to get ready to peek soon. He knows he's on top now, but 4-pack will win the duel at the end of the day, and it's a close one. Oh, my lord, is it a close one. But it's something that Polar Race will win at the end of the day. That was way too close of a call, though, all things considered. Very good investment from Lux Gaming. They do get the bomb down, plus 4 players to boot. Nearly managed to steal away a round win. However, it wasn't quite good enough. They didn't get the round win and therefore can't really justify buying up anything more than a couple of upgrade pistols. That's gotta hurt a little bit, considering they're so close to success. See, Nubage, I'm practicing. Plenty of util in play. It seems that they want to go for an execute. I think it could be good, though. Reggie could easily spoil the party, though. Has a chance of it. Let's one cross, and Folkster checks his angles wisely. Although a trade will go back into the favor of the CT side, this allows still for Lux Gaming to execute onto the site, get the bomb down, and give them a real winning shot at it. However, the bomb carrier does go down. The trades are through. They're a little bit ugly. And I am not exactly sure what Lux Gaming were attempting with that. They didn't want to go for the plant whatsoever. Getting the bomb down would have been huge. I think a default plant would have done them just fine. But they seem to have other ideas. They wanted to go for something a little more cheeky, it seems. But that's an opportunity that Polar Race will not falter on. Because of that, 12 now for the CTs. Only 4 away from closing it out. It was looking real promising for a long time here, but in recent form, Lux Gaming haven't quite been able to adapt to what the CTs have brought to the table. It's a good adjustment, though, from the CT side, too, though. Keep in mind, Reggie is dancing right behind the smoke. Unfortunately, it's a dance with danger and a dance with death. The trades, though, still, again, do favor Polar Race North. I feel like I sound like a broken record at this point, but it really does ring true round after round. Lux Gaming are unable to get that initial entry and stay in the lead. It's always traded right back. When you have the frag, you seem to have the game. 2 players per site. Lux Gaming will slowly rotate through, or towards Ivy, it seems. The fact that there's no players watching for it means that Lux Gaming could actually make something work with this. They have the utility to boot. 5 flashes across 3 players. It's workable. They're going to be diligent, checking all their corners. Oki leading the charge with a Krieg has a chance to actually cause some real damage, in particular onto 4-pack, who's holding down the A site. 4-pack isn't pushing for it. It could lead to some real danger. Nightmare will find the first, though, but 4-pack will be ready on the second. Trades come through, and it's down to a 1 versus 1. It's a bit scrappy of a way to end it, but somehow Lux Gaming have actually made it this far off the back of something that I wouldn't have expected. However, Shanks wants to make them get to that 13, and he is so close. How did Shanks not get the timing there? That allows Nightmare to have a perfect shot, and it's a quad kill. Nightmare somehow makes it work. That's unbelievable. The timing was just a second off. Unfortunate. So unfortunate for Polar Race, but they still have a decent round buffer. 5 to be exact. Lux Gaming can start getting something, promising going, though. It's not the end of the world. If they can get this follow-up, Polar Race might not have enough to afford buying into the second, and Miss Smoke makes the deal even sweeter, and Lux Gaming are suddenly not looking too bad. However, Marv will prove me wrong almost immediately. Find one with the CZ75, looks to flash himself out, and Shanks finds another. Back into a 3-on-3 we go. As the smoke dissipates over towards ladder room, Marv will have to be careful just to watch his back. Oki could easily cause a bit of chaos here, and indeed he does. He strikes once, and he strikes hard. Back into favor it goes for Lux Gaming. They can still take this anywhere. The round is still young. It looks like B will be the final destination. Folkster immediately disposes of Shanks. Although Poise is ready on the rotate. Lux Gaming, they seemed wise to it. Oki wasn't able to thread the needle on those shots, but surely this isn't going to go the way. Oh my lord, I was scared for a second. But luckily the 1-on-3 wasn't quite a reality. Lux Gaming will improve even more. They have a chance to even make this double digits. It'll most likely be 9 after this one here. Polar Race North will only have upgrade pistols. And what can you realistically expect? Newbridge, yo, your sub is up in 3 days? Well, hey man, I thank you so much for the subscription. It means the world to me. In this round, winning it can mean the world for Polar Race North too. They're on the brink of getting 13 and they're off to a decent start. Shanks is able to get it away with an AK-47, and in fact, he's able to juice out even more from this. He finds a kill on top of it. Might even be able to find a third if Lunar dances with danger for much longer. Luckily, the Glock comes through though, and the rotates and the refrags aren't working for Polar Ace North. I was scared for a moment, but Lux Gaming shows me why I should never be afraid. They keep things sane. They'll improve to 9. And since Polar Ace really wanted to actually buy up pistols there, they felt like they had a really decent shot at making that work. Their money is going to be destroyed. They won't be able to buy into this next one here, and they're going to be stuck on pistols yet again. Actually, seem to be joining the party over a day where Polar Ace will all be stacked up. Well, Lux Gaming take this a bit too fast for their own good. It seems to be off to a good start. The pistols are going the way. It's a firing range for Folkster, but he can't quite hit all the targets. Now it's a dangerous 2-on-3, 2-on-2 actually. Nightmare is able to flank around and find one. If they can avoid the certain danger here, it would mean a lot. Lux Gaming would go up on double digits. We would have a competitive game on our hands, and it's looking an awful lot like it. Poised, can't quite make the shots work. And the connection isn't there, but Lux Gaming sure as hell are. 10 rounds for them, 12 for Polar Ace. We have a game on our hands, to say the very least. This is proving to be a good one. It's exactly what I was hoping for out of this one here. The crazy individual plays that we saw towards the beginning of that first half have all but dissipated. But that team play is really starting to come out. These entries are successful for Lux. Again, 2 of these were bonus rounds. And as soon as Polar Ace get guns in their hands, they're ready to deliver. 4-pack with his first. Contact play surely in the works for Lux Gaming here. Smoke and a flash will come through. Marv is not ready and completely blind. Falls immediately. But 4-pack ready. Excuse me, it's Retchy who's ready. Only finds one for the time being. Bomb is planted. Lux Gaming don't exactly have the best fortune, although they get the bomb down and although they get a kill to boot as well. The shots from the AWP are nasty from Polar Ace. It's a 1-on-2. Scourge has no bullets to work with. He doesn't reload and it leads to his demise. He wasn't even given a shot to fire more than 1 bullet. That's going to be Polar Ace running away with that one and getting themselves up to 13. The gun round is close, but yet so far from being successful. And the T-side fumble it. And that will lead to another one going the way of the CTs, and that is exactly what you want to see if you're a fan of Polar Ace. I know we have a decent amount of them in chat. Lux Gaming is going to be a risky buy if they actually choose to get AKs into this, and they realize it. We'll choose just for more pistols again. Early nades out, early utility out from both sides, immediate danger. As they're just having a dodgeball game, really, over towards T-Con. However, I think the CTs have a perfect read on the situation. Indeed, they do. No kills working. And this is the kind of solid anti-eco that I was expecting for a long time now. Polar Ace will deliver. Nightmare will lurk right behind the smoke where Marv, as well as 4-pack, will be waiting to even the deal up. And Polar Ace North are now within striking distance of closing this match out and improving to that 6-2 record in ESEA Advanced. I don't even feel like the double AWP setup has been necessarily amazing for Polar Ace, but it has done them a lot of good. And you can't deny results. Early aggression again from T-Con. Nightmare is already bleeding internally a little bit. He's on 44. That puts him within striking distance of those M4s. That one headshot would really be a big detriment for Lux Gaming, especially if they're to lose a player. Folkster realizes that going down this early is not worth it whatsoever and chooses not to take the fight with Retchy. Aggressive and looking for blood over towards upper B. Scorch, however, how is he actually able to find that double out of nowhere over towards T-Con? The camera isn't on him, but he still delivers, whether in the limelight or not. And suddenly, Lux Gaming are in the driver's seat. In round number 25. Oh, Lunar even improves it more so. This light utility round, I wasn't expecting the biggest results out of from Lux. They're delivering so far. However, the lack of utility kind of comes back to bite them right there. And 4-pack is able to get away with a bomb carrier. Oki might not have the timing to trade it out. They aren't checking their angles. And 4-pack reigns supreme with a double. The triple is out of the question. But it's not for Retchy. Still has yet to strike. His position's given away. And now Lux Gaming, the lack of utility could really come back to bite them right now. They have to be careful of it. 20 seconds remain, and Retchy is desperately trying to close the distance now. A quick rotate over to B. Lunar will go. Folkster, meanwhile, lurks over at A. We'll click and rotate to B, and I think they've avoided certain danger, certain death. Retchy will have to pull off a miraculous 1 versus 2, but I don't fancy my chances. I don't think Retchy does either. Lux Gaming, they make it to 11. That was a brilliant rotate towards the end there from Lux. I absolutely adore how they realized the danger that 4-pack posed, that Retchy posed as well. 4-pack, I mean, he was still able to get a decent amount of work done before he was eventually snuffed out. But Retchy was just kind of like the second man ready to cause even more chaos. The fact that Lux Gaming were able to read that out and had a decent response to it by bringing it over to B very, very quickly with not much time left to spare, I feel like is the exact sort of adjustment that can allow Lux Gaming to get back into this one. Win this one, and they can destroy the money of Polar Ace North. That's that's goal number 1 for Lux Gaming. Obviously, they need rounds just to stay in this game. They're staring down the barrel of match point. It could still swing either way. Shanks wants to close it out right here, right now. Immediately punishes Oki by ladder. What do Lux do now? Contact play over towards A proves to absolutely give them nothing. 4-pack will just reign supreme again. This is his domain. This is his territory here. Folkster over at B will try to cause some chaos, but it's not really meant to be. He whiffs on the spray, but eventually converts the kill. A triple in play, and he wants to make it a quad. The CTs are hungry for blood, and they are going to get everything. 4 players remain. And now Polar Ace are just going to be able to buy up everything that they could ever hope for here, and they might be able to close it out right here, right now. The buy is looking so dreadful from Lux. A single Galil, 4 pistols. What can he even do here other than just hope? Pray to a god. Polar Ace North want to end it with style, though. They'll be going for aggressive positions, and 4-pack continues. Another double, a triple, and 4-pack is done with this match. He just wants to call it a night, and he's done with it. It's a quick one to close things out, and Polar Ace North don't suffer. It's a quick and painful death given and delivered to Lux Gaming. They have a lot of really good attempts. There are some amazing individual plays from Lux Gaming in particular, I feel like there's a lot of decent shots. I mean, look at Nightmare, that pistol round to open things up. That could have been seriously unbelievable if they pulled it off. Unfortunately, the dream isn't quite there, nor is the victory. That will be it for me for now. I do have another match coming up. It will be a little bit later. It is going to be another Polar Race North match and versus SpaceX, I believe it is. So don't leave just yet, but I am going to go offline for the time being so I can just eat dinner and stuff. But I'll see you relatively soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ito, and I'll see you very, very soon.